The phrase that education is constantly changing is an understatement. Sir Ken Robinson spoke at the TED conference about the state of education. One of his major points from his speech was that we can no longer reform a broken model. We must transform education into a new system. Often, as we explore this transformation, more questions arise than actual answers. What does this new system look like? What are the important elements of this system? One element for the 21st century learner that is valuable is collaboration. As education transforms, so do the ways we collaborate with teachers, students, parents, and community members. As these new questions develop about the state of education, one of the most important things for teachers and educators to do is collaborate with one another. Levin and Marcus, in the article Closing the Achievement Gap Through Teacher Collaboration, develop many ways to collaborate in an online setting. At PA Cyber, there are also many ways that we use collaboration in the virtual classroom. The first way that I want to introduce is with Skype and Dropbox. Skype and Dropbox are used for teacher-to-teacher collaboration. Skype is used daily at PA Cyber to contact supervisors, to work with co-teachers, to work with a team teaching. In the second grade program, we Skype daily to talk about our perspectives, lessons plans, PowerPoints, and different ways we're using the technology for collaboration. Dropbox is another way that teachers connect at PA Cyber, and it's a new form that we're using for the 2012-2013 school year. Dropbox is a way to share PowerPoints and large amounts of data and information and put it in one place where everyone can go and use it. There are lots of ways to collaborate in the virtual classroom with students and parents and the community at large. Collaborating with students, we do use Schoology as a way to form discussion boards. That's another way we use to collaborate with parents through discussion boards. Breakout rooms are a great way to collaborate in the virtual classroom setting. Collaboration comes in all forms, and you just saw a few examples of ways collaboration can happen at PA Cyber, but collaboration is found in lots of forms known as Web 2.0 tools. So you could collaborate using wikis, sharing information using blogs, communicating with one another with Twitter, and the connectivity of social networking is a great way to collaborate, and we see groups forming daily, hourly, every minute that people want to connect with the passions that they have for different things in the world. As Sir Ken Robinson stated in his speech about the transformation of education, it's happening now, that's changing. Well, we see that today at PA Cyber and in the way we are collaborating with one another. This is a Google map that I created to show a great example of collaboration that's happening today, right now, as I build this vodcast. Myself, I am Emily Ackerman, and I live in Massachusetts. I teach students in the state of Pennsylvania at the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School, and I collaborate daily with Christina Nelson, another teacher at the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School. We both teach second grade. Now she lives in Florida. So we are collaborating daily in our second grade program, as well as collaborating at the University of Franciscan University through our field-based activities. She is my field-based teacher. So forming this vodcast, we are collaborating with Dr. Kokiko, who is a professor at the University of Stuebenville in Ohio. So this is just a quick map of 3 individuals who are connected through collaboration, through Web 2.0 tools in an online setting in e-learning. Gaining new perspectives on the transformation of education is beneficial to the online educator. Ms. Nelson, a 5-year veteran, will share her insights on collaboration.
I collaborate with my colleagues from PA Cyber in a variety of ways. I use Skype, I use the Dropbox, email, Schoology, and also SharePoint to communicate with other coworkers. Since I live out of state, I live in Florida, I try to find a variety of ways I can communicate with my coworkers to share ideas and collaborate on lessons and assignments. One tool that I really like is the Dropbox. And Dropbox is a free service that lets you bring your photos and documents and any videos that you may have anywhere and share them with anyone that you want without having to carry your computer with you or a flash drive or a CD. It's just automatically with you wherever you go, whether you have it on your phone or your computer. And I love using Dropbox because it actually enables me to communicate with my colleagues very quickly and share large files with them that I might not be able to share with them through email. Sometimes email is limited because there's only so much space that you can send a file. So if I'm trying to send a few different PowerPoints that I want to share with another teacher, it's hard to send that through email because their mailbox might be full, or my mailbox, my sent folder might be too full to send those files. So by using Dropbox, it actually allows me to send those files very quickly, and then my coworkers can actually get those files very quickly just by accessing those files on their computer or even on their phone. Another tool that I really like is using Schoology as a way to communicate with coworkers. Schoology is great for sharing ideas with one another. Schoology is a page that we use to post homework, and so if I want to share a homework assignment with another teacher, I can do that. I can also share any kind of pages that I make for my students. I can also share PowerPoints on that website. So Schoology is another way that I can communicate, and we can actually send messages back and forth to one another. It's sort of like Facebook, so in a way you can also communicate and keep in touch with many different teachers that way. So it's another great tool that I find useful, especially living out of state, that I'm able to use. Something else that I use very frequently is Skype, and that's actually very useful because I live out of state and I can't just go to the office next door or the building down the street to talk to my coworkers. So Skype is actually very useful for me because I can send chat messages, and I can also video call anybody that I'd like to discuss an idea or any kind of lessons that we might be working on together. So Skype is a very quick, easy way to get in touch with my coworkers, and it's actually something I use very frequently throughout the day when I'm working. So in case I have a quick question that I might need to ask a coworker, or they might have a quick question that they have for me, they can actually just send me a quick note, and whenever I see that note, I can respond very quickly. So Skype is an awesome tool that I can use to communicate with my coworkers. And then another thing that I really use a lot is email. I send emails all the time, and I always have my email up, so it's very easy for me to send a quick email to any of my coworkers to just touch base, maybe inform them about an idea that I have, or an activity, or a project that I'm thinking about that I might want them to maybe help me create or help them participate in. So email is really a great tool for me to communicate with my coworkers since I am working from home. First off, I believe students do better in school when their parents are involved in their education. So I'm definitely big on parent and student communication and building a partnership to ensure that the student will succeed in my class. Now, I use email as one form of communication with parents as well as the students. And one thing I do at the beginning of the school year is ask the students to complete a student questionnaire that provides me with information that I need to communicate with the parents as well as the students. And I encourage parents to share with me both their school-provided email as well as a personal email that they may use more frequently and may be more willing to check on more daily basis so that I'm able to stay in constant communication with the parent and let them know if any kind of issue arises or if I have any concerns or just if I have any daily announcements that I want to make them aware of. So I do ask that parents do provide me with 2 forms of email addresses, their personal email address if they have one, and then also a school email address that I can send any kind of email updates to. And then I also make a point to show students how to use their email during the first week of classes so that they are familiar with how to email, how to send an email, how to send attachments if they need to do that. And I also explain to them how to write a proper email so that they are aware of the basics that they need to know for writing a proper email using capital letters, using correct punctuation, signing your name, and things like including their full name and their username so that I am aware of who is sending me the email. So I do spend a lot of time in the beginning of the school year focusing on email so that I have that form of communication to keep in touch with both the student and the parent. And I do send out a lot of emails throughout the school year, so I do find it very important to take the time to build this knowledge up of how to use the email for students. So communicating through email is definitely an important thing for me to stay in touch with parents and for students. Now, one thing I plan on creating this year for my classroom is a newsletter that I can send out through email, as well as send through our homework site, which is Schoology. So I do plan on creating a newsletter to collaborate with students and parents and just keep them aware of what's going on in our classroom, what the students are learning, any kind of announcements that I may have, any kind of websites that they may need to be aware of. Also, let them know of any homework that was due for that week, and also let them know of any upcoming homework that we may have for the following week. So I think that a newsletter would help to build a great partnership with parents as well as the students to keep them updated on the daily events of our classroom. So I think that's another way that I can communicate with parents and students to just keep them informed and just allow them to communicate with me as well and let me know if any of the things that they are seeing on the newsletter is something that they have any concerns about. Maybe they want their student to focus more on a certain topic, and they can let me know that because they can see that the student is working on maybe a certain math topic and their student might be weak with that topic, so they want to let me know maybe through email that they'd like me to work with their student a little bit more on that specific topic. So I think the newsletter will be a really great tool for me to collaborate with both the students and the parents and let them know about daily events that are going on in our classroom. Now, I also use Schoology to place important documents, to make announcements, to post homework. So that's another place that I can communicate with the students, but also the parents can go to Schoology as their student and they can see those important announcements that I'm making. They can see those updates that I'm making. They can also check their students' grades to see how their grades are for my class, and also check to see if there's any homework that maybe was not done yet or any upcoming homework that their student needs to do. So Schoology is another great place for me to collaborate with both the student and the parent so that they are aware of what's going on in our classroom. What I love about Schoology is that the students and parents can actually send me a message. There is what we call an inbox in Schoology. So if, let's say, the parent is not able to log into their email, they're having any kind of email issues, or if they just want to send me a quick message, they can actually go to the inbox on Schoology and they can actually send me a very quick message that I'll be able to see. Those messages actually get sent to my email as an announcement, but also in Schoology for me, so whenever I log into Schoology, I can see that message right away. So that's a great way for parents to get in touch with me, but also for students, they can use that same inbox tool in Schoology, and they can also send me that note to let me know if they have any questions or any problems, or if anything's going on that they need to make me aware of. So Schoology is a really great tool for me to collaborate with my students and the parents. And in addition to using email and Schoology to foster a collaborative partnership with students and parents, I have a virtual office that both students and parents can attend on a weekly basis to touch base with me and ask me any questions that they may have. So this is a time for me to work with students on a more individual basis. So if I know that they're struggling with a certain topic, I can help them with that topic in my office, and I can also give them a little bit more of information about that topic, give them a little bit of extra work that will help them to build upon the topic that we are discussing in class. So my virtual office is a great tool for me to also use to collaborate with the students, but also I do encourage parents to come to my office if they have any questions at all, and that's something that I do offer every week for students and parents to attend. And I really do feel that effective communication is necessary to create strong school-home partnerships and to increase parents' involvement, which will in turn help students to succeed in my classroom. Students benefit from collaboration through technology with both the teacher and other students. I find that students are more motivated to learn when they are able to collaborate with one another and their teacher in a variety of ways. And students are able to collaborate in the virtual classroom through chat messages and going into groups with other students that we call breakout groups. So students who are afforded the opportunity to go into a breakout group do become more motivated to succeed in the virtual classroom, and they also help one another to do their best. And I find that whenever I place students in groups to collaborate and use that technology of the virtual classroom, it does enhance the learning experience of my class. And I do also find that students are more willing to help another student to understand a concept that the other student may not necessarily fully grasp yet. So I do think that collaboration and allowing students to communicate with one another in the virtual classroom is a wonderful tool to enhance their learning and to enable success in my class. Now, students do love to share their thoughts and ideas with not only their teacher but with other students. So when they are given that chance to collaborate in class, I do believe that this is encouraging and motivating to them. And in addition to allowing students to collaborate in class through chat and through groups and through answering questions and raising their hand and using their emoticons to respond to me, I do allow students to communicate with me and their classmates through email. So students are able to communicate with one another through sending email messages, but also they're able to communicate with me through email. And they're also able to attend tutoring sessions with me weekly. Every week I do offer a 2-hour period where I tutor students, and this is a time for them to come to me with any questions that they may have and get more of a one-on-one interaction with me to help to understand topics that we are discussing in class. So this form of technology does also enhance their learning experience and gives them a more individualized learning experience in my class. And I do believe that collaboration through technology is increasingly becoming more and more popular and helping to transform academic success. So through the use of technology and learning about a variety of technological tools, students are becoming more proficient and gaining this understanding of technology, and I believe that that will help to prepare them for future success in an increasingly technological world. One of my goals for the upcoming school year is to partner with parents to ensure that their student will succeed in my classroom. I believe a child's education can be greatly enhanced if parents are involved in their child's education, and so I want to maintain a positive relationship with all parents and make sure that they feel free to contact me with any kind of questions or concerns that they may have regarding my classroom. And it's my hope that the parents will take an initiative to learn the technology that we use in my classroom so that they can be another resource for their student if they don't understand something with Schoology or Blackboard Collaborate, or even email, for example. So I do want to take that time to teach parents a little bit about the technology that we have and send them information about the technology that we use so that they can also become familiar with it. And then they can help their students with any kind of questions that they may have in the event that I'm not available to answer any questions that the student may have. And also, I think that that's important for parents to be aware of the technology that we use so that they're familiar with navigating around Schoology so that they can check their students' grades and check to see if there's any kind of homework that their child needs to complete that they may have been missing. So I do want to maintain a really good relationship with parents, and that's one of my biggest goals that I have for this school year is to create a good relationship with all the parents of the students in my class this year. Now, I also plan to use more technology in my classroom this year to communicate with parents and students. And I want to be able to reach parents and students in a variety of ways so that they know what's going on in my classroom and what's expected. So parents and students, they may not always check their email on a daily basis, so I do want to provide another way for students and parents to get that information that I may be sending out. So Schoology is actually a great way for me to post different announcements and updates that I may also have that I might also send through email, but if parents and students aren't always checking their email, they would see it on Schoology if they log into Schoology. So I want to have two places that parents and students can go to get the information that I want them to know about for my class. This year, I also have a goal of sending out a weekly newsletter to parents to keep them updated about what's going on in our classroom, what their student is learning, any important websites that they may need to be aware of, any kind of testing that their student may need to be taking, and also let them know about any homework that was due for that week and any upcoming homework for the following week. So I think a parent newsletter would be a great tool for me to use for communication and collaboration with the parent so that they are aware of what's going on in my class and they can ask me any questions that they may have regarding what their child is learning. So I do plan on using weekly newsletters to keep parents informed about what's going on in my classroom and any kind of websites that they may need to be aware of that maybe that they can help their student with if their student is struggling with that. And these newsletters, I think, are great because they do serve as a homework reminder and also let parents know about upcoming homework that's going to be coming for the following week so that they can be aware of that and know what their child will need to do for the following week. So I think that's a great tool for me to use for this upcoming school year. And any kind of announcements, reminders, homework updates, those will be posted on Schoology as well as sent via email in hopes that the students, the parents, will see those important messages in one place. So I do have a goal for just being in more communication with the student and the parent this year so I can ensure that they will succeed in my classroom. And then one other goal that I do have for this school year is to create video messages for each week, kind of like a little announcement for each week to let the students know about what's going to be coming up for that week so that they are aware of what we will be doing and the importance of what we'll be doing. So I do have a lot of goals for this upcoming school year, and these goals are all in place to ensure that each child will succeed in my classroom.
I want to share a brief video with you, and during the video I want our focus to be on student-centered curriculum that we provide at PA Cyber, and I want to pose the question, are we meeting the needs of our digital native students? Are we meeting the needs of our digital native students? At the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School, we hope to be. However, there's always room for improvement. I find myself centering around some goals that I've set for myself. And these are student-centered goals. How can I use collaboration to meet the needs of my students in individualized instruction? So I'm focusing on the second grade classroom, of course, and the goals that I have there, but they can be extended to all classrooms. Major goal for collaboration for the 2012-2013 school year is blogs and discussion boards. Something I've talked about now for probably 2 years. I'm wanting to blog and share students' work, students' achievements in class, and almost like a brag board to praise the students for their hard work, but also to show the parents their hard work. And then open that up to discussion so students can comment in positive ways to one another in an online setting. And this will foster collaboration, creativity, and really builds a strong community in the classroom. Parent-teacher communication and feedback is another goal that I have in the virtual classroom. Parent-teacher communication and feedback is one of the things that I think help myself and PA Cyber improve yearly. It keeps us on our toes, always changing, always transforming our system, the way we do things. We want to meet the needs of every family. So the feedback that the parents give us, maybe it's monthly or yearly, or even daily, is beneficial to us in our classrooms, because if we take that feedback and we use it in a positive way, then we are going to build the virtual classrooms that are meeting the needs of each family at PA Cyber. Finally, the whole reason we're talking about collaboration in an e-learning program is for student achievement. We want to achieve success for all of our students, and to do that, I believe collaboration is one of the major factors in student achievement. And Levin and Marcus have a great statement here. And it's not just student-to-student collaboration, it's also collaboration, as we spoke about, teacher-to-teacher collaboration, fostering those relationships to work off of one another, parent and teacher collaboration, and then, of course, student-to-student to foster and build a creative, passionate classroom where students are excited about the things that they are learning. So Levin and Marcus state, the call of many scholars and reformers to build professional learning communities or teacher inquiry communities to help teachers take more ownership in improving their work and promoting mutual learning. I think that's a great place to end, because we want to promote this mutual learning community where everyone is working off of each other, and we're feeding new ideas to one another from teacher to teacher, parent to teacher, and then student to student.